It has arrived, the green palette of all green palettes, and it is the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. I mentioned it in my fall goodies video. I will put it right there for you as far as what I picked up recently. And I did mention in this video that this palette was coming. Well, I picked it up this morning from the post office. As soon as I heard that it was available basically last night, I made plans to go and get it at the post office this morning. And the packaging itself does not disappoint. It has kind of a relief on it, 3 colors, a beautiful wave. The colors match the color story in the palette itself, and I'm quite pleased with it. There are a total of 15 shadows in this palette, and it is looking pretty good. Looks like it's made in Italy. I'm opening it up right now. And let's take a look at the palette itself. Now, I did make sure that it's not damaged or anything before filming. And as you can see, the design is very much the same on the palette. It is plastic, so there can be glare with the light around the camera. It is sturdy packaging. It has a magnetic closure. It does have the usual pinholes in order to be able to remove the shadows easily, so the shadows are obviously magnetic. And this is the gorgeousness that is this palette. And if I counted correctly, I believe that I counted 6 greens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is what I see in the palette. So 6 out of 15 is not bad at all. And a lot of the other colors are really supporting characters to be able to make looks with green as the theme, but with some other points of interest to the look that we create. I'm really, really happy with that. And I'm just going to get the plastic off the mirror. And what I intend to do today is to swatch. Let's see how these puppies look. And with the swatches, I'm also going to ask you in the comments if you are interested in seeing a combination, that you can leave me a comment and I will definitely consider it. There will be a lot of looks with this palette. I think that this palette is a palette that a lot of people were interested in, and so I do expect that we will be interested in trying out a number of different combinations, because green is not, dark green sure, but green in general is not a leading color. And I've been really excited this year because I had a fear of green eyeshadow. I have really gone beyond my fear of green eyeshadow now, and this kind of palette, which would have been confusing to me probably a year ago, now I'm just excited. So yeah, I'm going to, like I said, free up the mirror and let's get to swatching. Okay, I am ready to start swatching. I managed to get the cover off the mirror. I really wish brands would actually have a little tab on that piece of plastic that ends up on the mirror, because every single time I have to use a sharp object and I wonder if I'm going to gouge the mirror, and it's sometimes not pretty what happens to that corner. So yeah, I just wish there were a tab to just pull it off, but maybe I'm asking too much. I don't know. Okay, so we have 15 shadows, and I do prefer, as I lift up my sleeves, I do prefer to use the 3 center fingers, and the reason being is that they give 3 good swatches. I don't want to use the pinky, and of course not the thumb. So I think because of that, I am going to swatch up and down. So 3, 3, 3, and so on. And I think that's going to work the best. So let's do that. And we have Flare and Maxi and Flutter. Oof, that is blingy. Flare, yeah, that sure has flair, yep. And the second one is Maxi. Oh, that is beautiful. I am really enjoying kind of shiny taupes right now. Really enjoying those. And then Flutter. They're all three beautiful. Quite beautiful. So there are the fingers. I'm going to go in a second time as usual. And here they are. And let's swatch again. Oh yeah. The second go is always so necessary. It just makes such a big difference. I can't do a one pass on a swatch. I mean, I don't put the brush and put the shadow on in one stroke, right? So why would I do that with the, there we go. Why would I do that with swatches? So that looks pretty darn good. And the fingers, and I'm going to get closer to the camera. I feel like I'm too far and there's some glare as a result. Okay, let's see if this is better. Now I have those three done. And let's go into the second column, which has the first green. There's nothing in here that's green. They're more supporting characters. And this is what I'm talking about, which is a nice pairing. It's a nice trio right here. Right here. That is what I'm going for next. And this first green that I'm going to swatch is a matte. That's kind of neat. The first one is a brown called Jazzy, and then Sage, good name for that green, and then Lucy, which is kind of a beige. And Sage is quite flaky, the green in the middle there. Okay, so we have Jazzy. Nice chocolate brown. And we have Sage, as I mentioned before, kind of chalky. Oh, kind of a mint green, really. I don't know why they call it Sage. More of a mint green, I think. Bit of a blue base there. Okay, and Lucy. Okay, I will swatch those three again. And the fingers, I like to show that. Shows what it would look like on the curvature of the eye. And let's swatch those again. I'm going to run out of arm, I think. Here we go. Ah, that's always so nice. Satins just build up beautifully. Satins and metallics. The white base on this Sage really shows through. And then this kind of taupe, light mustardy leaning taupe. Okay, and the fingers one more time. And let's wipe those off and get to the third row. And the third row, I would call it kind of pastel delicate. There's satiny brown, it looks like. There's a pink and there's a very light green that looks like it has some shimmer to it. So we have Oscar, Holly, and Palladian. This is the column we're dealing with now, right in the center of the palette. So let's swatch those. So we have Oscar and Holly, a nice matte, and Palladian, which I think I'm going to love on the inner to center lid. Yes, absolutely, it is beautiful. Here are the swatches. Not the swatches, but the fingers, and now we get to swatch. Just too excited, apparently. Oh, look at how these two go together. That's beautiful. Holly is quite nice. And then we have Palladian. Oh, hello. Beautiful. Now I don't want to crowd these swatches, so I think I'm going to do the last 6 on the other arm. And then we'll stack them and see what it all looks like. But regardless, I need to do a second go on that center row. Yeah, that Palladian I'm really excited about. Okay, the first 3 columns, and let's switch arms and fingers. Second last row, and okay, the last 2, not rows, columns. The last 2 columns I really, really like. I mean, that's where all my attention is going. And this is the second last one that we're going to put on the other arm. And look at this last one, right? These 2 look so good, at least in my opinion. So the swatches now are evergreen, fringe, and the only one that's not green, bell. So here are the 3 fingers for the second arm. And here we go. So evergreen, and fringe, 2 greens in a row, and bell. That is a very nice trio. And let's double swatch. Oh, they build up so beautifully. I do like the Natasha Denona mats. I really do. There we go. And this bell, I think it's called, yeah, bell. It's kind of tacky, just tacky to the feel. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Okay, and we are now going to go into that last column, which I started swatching, and the camera was not turned on. Sorry about that. So I'm doing it again. So I've got my 3 swatches. So we have Marlin, Faye, and Oz, and I'll show you what they look like in the pan. So right here, these 3 are the last 3 that we are swatching on the second arm. So Marlin, Faye. Oh, I love these. And Oz, which is going to be a very nice shade, I'm sure. Oh, olive green, hello. Yes, please. Yes, please. Beautiful. I'm more excited about this arm than I am of the other arm, I think. We'll stack them at the end and see. Marlin is beautiful. The last 3 in the last column, that is a look, that's just an easy look to formulate, no question. That is great. Oh, they build so nicely. There we go. Look at that. That is beautiful. Okay, let's stack them together and take a look. The only one that I don't care for out of all of these is this one. I don't care for this one. Everything else is okay. I would have loved for this one to be a straight forest green. I don't know why the blue leaning green, kind of like an aqua, I don't quite get it. Everything else I'm okay with. I'm even okay with this one. Just the bluish green I'm not keen on. But that's just my preference. I just feel like this one is enough. But you know what? If I'm going to be annoyed with one shadow out of 15, I think it's a good palette. I do think it is a good palette. From a color story perspective, we haven't tried it yet. Or at least the royal we, I haven't tried it yet. You can definitely see a first impressions video coming your way pretty soon if you're interested in this palette. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. I think this was, I think this was a really good decision to try a palette that's kind of out there for me, but helps me with that green experimentation that I'm the quest I'm on in 2022, which is coming to a close, to be, realistic. Anyway, that is it for the swatches. Let me know what you think of this palette, and if you have requests, please take a look at the palette throughout the video. Just tell me which ones that you would like to see a look with sooner than later, and I will try to fulfill the requests, but we will see. Just depends on what I get and what I can handle. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, as always, take care.